Good afternoon everyone. Today we're looking at essentially a double review of two Pepsi watches. One that's in my current collection already, which is the one on the left, and one that might be replacing it on the right. So yeah, we've got the Mathey Tissot GMT and the Bulova Oceanographer GMT. So I'm just going to be doing basically a double review of these two side by side today. Two different sort of Pepsis, one from the quartz world, one from the automatic world. So, just at face value, we've both got a very similar case diameter. The Mathey Tissot is 42mm case diameter with a 12mm thickness, and the Bulova has surprisingly a smaller one with 41mm but a bigger thickness of 40mm. The Mathey Tissot is a quartz movement, as you can see from the ticking hands along there, and uses a Ronda 515 quartz movement. And the other one, the Bulova Oceanographer on the right, that uses a 24 joule 42 hour power reserve, and I believe it's a Miyota 821D movement. I had to do some checking on that. That's as much as that's most of the information I can find online for the movement in the Oceanographers. So the prices of the Mathey Tissot is about £360 nowadays, and weighs 160 grams. And the Oceanographer retails nearly double, so it's around about £645 if you're lucky to get one off Amazon. Off Bulova the website themselves, they're just under £1,000. They are quite pricey, and this weighs probably just a bit more, under 65. But I haven't taken the links out, so that's important in consideration. But at normal value, this weighs 165 grams with all the links inside. So let's move on to obviously the faces. So the faces, we've got two different style faces. We've got a matte black on the Mathey Tissot and a navy blue on the Bulova and Oceanographer. But this navy blue seems to only really come up when you've got LED light on or under certain lighting conditions. Most of the time it looks like it's black or like a really dark blue. They both have a 316 stainless steel casing. Obviously my one's you've probably got some scratches on that nowadays. But yeah, as I say, both got 316 casing. Now in terms of the accuracy, this is one of the big contributing factors for me, is whether the automatic watch is going to win me over for the accuracy. I always prefer quartz watches because generally speaking they have the correct time when you pick them up, albeit this one's got, I think this is a minute ahead now. But on that note, talking of accuracy, the Mathey Tissot, I set the time on this 200 days ago, and it is now 1 minute ahead. So that's roughly 0.3 seconds per day. Whereas I had this Oceanographer for about 12 hours, and I set both of the watches to the exact time. So when that second hand gets to 12 like it is now, I push the pin in and do it like that. So that's how I get the exact time at the start of every time that the years when the months go. Oh, sorry. That was it. Days go forward and days go back. That's it. The hours on the clocks. So this is now this Bulova Oceanographer. I had 12 hours and it's about a second ahead. So that's probably it's half a day. So that's probably going to be ending up being around about probably 2 seconds for a day, whereas this one's 0.3. So that's why I'm a little bit sort of curious on automatic watches. I'm a little bit sort of cautious when it comes to them. Talking of the actual hands though, on the actual face, the Mathey Tissot has a fairly good lume. Quite hard to show. I might be able to show actually. I can't really show that very well, but generally the lume on the Mathey Tissot isn't as good, but the Bulova Oceanographer, that's got excellent lume, and the bezel is luminous as well, so that's the bonus. It looks quite nice. It's like a Luminox. It shines like quite nice and bright during the day. They both have a 20mm strap, so very similar. In terms of waterproofness, Bulova shoots this one out of the water, so to speak, really. It waterproof to 200 meters, also known as 666. Well, it's roughly 200 meters, so 666 feet, which is where it got its nickname called the Devil Diver. So that's where that nickname comes from. But the Mathey Tissot, that's probably only water resistant to 100 meters. Still a good water resistance, but it's not. It's probably not going to go as as low as the Oceanographer. Both of the bezels are also ceramic as well, but then you also notice that they're very different. One's if you were to look at a 2010 Pepsi, like Rolex Pepsi, compared to a 2024 Rolex Pepsi, you would see the 2024 one would have this sort of bezel with these sort of numbers, whereas the older ones, they have an older-fashioned like font essentially on the bezel there. So that's also one of the. But then I think that bezel on the right for the Bulova is brighter than the other one. Like the blue and the red's more distinctive. That's not the light, though. I think that's just the colour. So coming out to the crowns, I'm not going to adjust the time on this crown so much, but I can tell you that the crown is good on a Mathey Tissot. It's very nice, but the crown on the Oceanographer feels even stronger. So you get quite a lot of resistance from this crown when you're doing the automatic movement and when you're putting it out to adjust the time. One unique feature that this watch has is you can manually adjust the hour marker, so you haven't got to change hands at the same time. You can move just that hour hand if you want to, and that rotates with the date dial. So you move out to first position and that does your hour marker, and the second position does the actual seconds hand. So that's how this watch is unique compared to the Mathey Tissot. So it's coming down to the straps. They both got a very similar sort of style strap. They both got those thin style straps. One's Jubilee strap, and one's just another Jubilee similar sized strap in terms of the links. Both adjustable by methods on the side. One uses screws, so this one's here. This one's nice and easy to adjust with screws. But this one's a bit more of a pain. You've got little pins you have to knock out. I'm not personally a big fan of those, because if you get the wrong size, you've then got to bash out all the pins again and then restart. And finally, coming down to the, actually we'll have a look at the back plate in a minute as well. Coming down to where the clasp is, we've both got a double fold over system. One has the Bulova has the push button deployment. Both have a safety buckle on top. Inside, there we go. We can see reveal the inside of the clasps here. Both got a very nice stainless steel interior sort of component here, but a nice fold over system. It's not cheap. The Mathey Tissot's even got a stainless steel engraving on there, and this one's got an actual separate plate with the stainless steel on it. So both got a decent clasp there. So let's have a look at the back plates lastly. They both, it's going to be difficult to do this. They've both got a screw down case backs, sorry. One's got a nice little globe on it, and we can also see the movements, a bit more specifications about the watch on the back as well. The Bulova has quick release straps as well, so you can quickly chop and change the straps, but I don't know why you'd want to. They've got a very nice strap, but then it does feel quite heavy, this watch. And one thing I will say is that the clasps, the casings, they're both like a different shape. One's got a bit more of sort of an egg shape, one's a bit more rounded. So there we go, guys. That is a double review of the Mathey Tissot GMT Pepsi on the left and the Bulova Oceanographer GMT Pepsi on the right. I hope you enjoyed that video, and maybe this one will make it into collection. Who knows? We'll probably see in December or January. Anyway, guys, thank you for that, and I'll see you in the next video.